That's better, but I'm gonna have to be in combat to get a good idea of how it sounds. Okay, so this is about an hour late from the actual scheduled time of the stream, but yeah, my internet decided to screw with me for the last hour, so I haven't really been able to get it working this whole time until just now. I decided to go walk my dog, and I come back, and oh, now the internet's working okay. So, go figure. But not like anyone's watching anyway, so. But I'm here now, and now we're going to take care of the part that I promised. I am going to overpower this ninja build. It's a little more anime than it was meant to be. So that means no more poisoned hand, which is too bad because it was doing a lot of work for me. So let's get rid of that. I shouldn't use the Miscript Dagger.
Where did he flee, my sweetings?
But I could totally put the Occult Venomous Fang here, no problem there. Well, that's perfectly okay. What else? I thought of something after I left last time that could go here that was more oh, right, the cat. I don't want to use the cat grace, whatever. Talisman that reduces fall damage. Everything else mostly okay. The problem now is the sheer power of these build-ups. So yeah, I gotta remove that because they're just... I can't apply poisons to anything. And unfortunately, that's making all the difference here. Also, I'd like to have... Well, what is it if it's just... I can just... Yeah, quick step's okay. So, no more weird matchup. I gotta be able to apply the poisons to be more normal. So, what's fine in that case? Keen is just keen. I'll probably swing to quality because I'm gonna have to redo all the stats too. What is it? What is it? I have it set to quick step again. Barrage is fine. Where's Bloodhound? Bloodhound, Bloodhound. Why do I have two quick steps? Oh wait, no, that's Bloodhound. Now, how am I going to get them back to... Keen, that will be keen. Will be keen. They should all be keen, honestly. Where's no skill? How do I not have no skill? What, I'll just put kick on it. Wait, no, not heavy. And this can be Bloodhound step. Alright, so there goes all the over P elements. Overpowered stuff. Wait a minute.
Where did he flee, my sweet?
What about, I can totally use tools. There's nothing wrong with using tools. Now I have to actually use my greases.
And light aplenty, did the not come out, say I.
I should rely more on my attack rate more than anything. So I should really get the other one of Millicent's prosthesis.
Is it that to become now?
Okay, so no more arcane craziness. Actually, wait. I should make sure none of my abilities require it. None of my weapons need it. Mostly dex, dex, strength, dex, strength, dex, strength, dex, strength. Okay. All dex strength. All dex strength.
Art thou now?
So... let's get this to a good place. That should be enough. That'll be enough. Summon her. Now I don't need arcane anymore because I'm not going to do any of that this time around. So that gives me a lot of bonus points to mess with. Let's jack that endurance right up there. That should be enough to get my give me plenty of max load to work with. Maybe a little bit more. You know what? Go right to 90. Because that's important. Me being light-footed. Now, what's this? Now I gotta figure out what's more about. I know it's keen, but there's still some strength on. I'll get it to 20. I wish I could actually see the numbers. But I know there's a point when it's not. You know what? I'm just gonna. Ninjas are supposed to be strong. Now, I'm not going for having the perfect build now. Now I'm going for what was likely realistic for them. So yes, high HP. They're very athletic, very, you know, type. I'm going for more historically accurate. So these are going to be like athletes. And 1 point. At this point, it's not worth it. I don't want any. I don't need any more FP than I need for Tish. Plenty of endurance. Whatever. Okay, now it's more accurate. So now what are we talking about here? Okay, let's see if going quality will help me out here at this point. Possibly. Good 70, I lose what? 30, but gain 70. So yeah, I think definitely gonna go quality more. I think it's more helpful at this point. Of course, they're going to turn this into more of a challenge run now. Actually, wait, this might not benefit from being quality as much. See, I only lose about 20 or so. You know what, it'll show up as time goes on, but... okay, now I'm back to being a more historically accurate. Now I'm more of an athlete. I'm a big-time godly athlete. Because with these kind of stats, you'd have to be. Rather than what it was before, which was a little... I'm still at a medium load. Oh, crap. Well, come on. Alright, what would it take to go to light? I would have to lose 3 pounds? Or... what am I at? 32. 32. I'd have to lose 6 pounds. Well, son of a monkey. Ah. Well, that's just a few more points of endurance. I can get there, I think. Okay, so this is Dave Sicily, and we are... welcome to the stream, and now we're doing the second round of the ninja, historically accurate ninja build. I know this is the actual scheduled time of the stream, but I did, if you weren't here earlier, I did a sub-test, as I'm calling it, because I decided to do a little test here where the whole plan for me was to take the PS4 save of the game and then upload it to PS5, because on the PS4 saves, I'm allowed to copy them and paste them, and I can do all sorts of things with the file, right? I can change some things, and I can keep the master file there, and then I can move it to PS5, and I can do whatever I want, and then I can always, when I want to restart or change something, I just copy over the file from the PS4, because you can't move PS5 files, right? But then I realized, well, why don't you just run the PS4? Well, people might ask, why don't you just run the PS4 version on the PS5? Then I'm like, well, I had a problem where, for some reason, I don't know why, my PS4 version crashes like crazy and even causes like major like corruption errors. Like, it's like really bad. Because otherwise the quality is much better and it's easier on the stream. Well, okay, I thought it was easier on the stream, but not as much as that. But anyway, it looks better, it plays more smoothly, and it's just simpler on me. But there was a problem with the crashing, so I said, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe I can be able to work through it. And that's what the other stream was for. It was originally, I was expecting to have to redo this whole stream again, but no, I went and I got all the way through Stormveil, Liurnia, and into Altus without any sign of crash. It was completely smooth, it was perfect, and those are all the really trouble areas when I noticed there are more crashes. So the game's running perfectly now, and I figure, you know what, if it's going to keep running perfectly, I don't need to start all over. I'll just keep playing this through. I'm already through most of the early areas. I just need to do stuff with like Radon and start pushing towards the final portions of the game. Oh right, Moog. Well, I gotta open up the healing tree anyway. The howling tree. Anyway, okay, so what it actually is a historically accurate ninja? Right, so that's, if you missed the first, I already did a whole little lecture in the first stream, but so I'll try and shorten it here. If you don't really want to go through it, you can just skip ahead. You can go back to the previous stream, which I know was unscheduled, but again, I wasn't expecting to lose an hour to internet weirdness. But I saw a documentary some years ago about like the real ninja clan that has like an actual ninja scroll. You can trace the clan to like ninjas like hundreds of years. Anyway, they've always played. They're like the closest thing to a real living ninja clan today. And he shared all these insights into ninjas, and that's where I got this idea for this build. Because whenever you see people do ninja builds on, let's change the angle. Whenever you see people do ninja builds in like other streams and stuff, it's basically just an anime thing. Big sword, lots of jumping around, magic, everything. I thought, well, what would happen if I played something historically more accurate, where the ninjas weren't basically just super anime and super magic, right? So that's the idea for this build. That's where the concept comes from. And so in this case, so first thing this guy said during this documentary, when ninjas had to choose between using a sword and a bow, 9 times out of 10 they would use a bow, because the bow had more practicality and utility. They can attach more things to it, right? No, so ninjas didn't actually really use, yes, I know it's actually shinobi, but I'm saying ninja here, okay? Ninjas didn't actually use swords, and if they did, they used knives. And the closest thing to a Japanese-style like knife-like thing in Elden Ring is the wakizashi, and I decided to go with that because it's the most Japanese-like. I know they actually use something smaller. I don't know if it's called a tanbo. That's probably wrong. I don't care. But that's what I'm using. It's the closest thing. It's to an actual knife, adequate or properly flavored knife in Elden Ring. Short bow, there's obviously way better bows in Elden Ring, but ninjas always focused on being lightweight, moving stealthy. They wanted to move quickly, so short bow. So that's the only option I got available. Sorry, it's the only thing that's small and compact that is appropriate for. I know there's actually a couple that's even lighter, but it's also on brand. Apparently, ninjas also really like to use. They had these like hooks on their hands. They'd have like climbing hooks. Excuse me. And it would help them climb. They have their feet and their hands, and they're kind of like claws. So they would actually have these as tools and even weapons sometimes. And so, well, I get to use like a claw-like weapon. And the closest thing to a claw-like weapon in Elden Ring, there's a few claws in Elden Ring, but there's a few that have a sort of like hook-like quality to them. And so I went with the Raptor Talons because they kind of look like the ones they would actually use. The other major thing about the ninjas that is mostly inaccurate that you see in movies, depicted in movies and anime and all that, is this group of ninjas that would like invade entire buildings or estates, and then they just go like on a big fighting spree and killing everyone. No, that's not accurate. Usually, what they really did was they just sort of snuck in, focused on the one target and took it out, and most often it was with poisons. They very rarely ran in there and just stabbed people. It was all about poisons. So that's the main focus of this build, of it being historically accurate anyway, or at least as close to historically accurate as I can get. So much of my options here are poison based. So I got the poison grease for the putting on the weapons. I got the fielded pot, which is the strongest poison available to me I can just throw. They used a lot of tools, throwing tools. Their main choice of weapon was actually not swords or shurikens. It was throwing daggers. They used these like very nice spike-like throwing daggers that are very hard to throw. The throwing dagger in the Elden Ring is the closest to their actual shape. Not quite. It was actually double-bladed or double-pointed on either side. And the poison spray is the most magical-like option in the build. But they did actually have, the real ninjas did actually have a poison that they did chew up and spit, and they could spit at people. Mostly it was just for applying the poison generally whenever they use it on their weapon or whatever. But they could spit, and they had to actually chew it up. So this is the closest thing to that that's most magical, but is within the realm of believability for what they would actually do. What else have I covered? Do I need to cover? I got some serpent arrows, poison-tipped arrows, totally within their range or within their purview of abilities, and of course they were more than happy to use like animal parts, pieces, claws, teeth if it exuded a poison. They were more than happy to use it. That's the Venom Fang. It's basically, it looks like a snake head, or I know that's just a design. It's not probably what it actually is, or is it? Whoops. But does it actually say? Maybe it's a. Well, anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. So, but that's what the Venom Fang is for. If they had poisonous equipment or claws or fangs or whatever, they would use it. They had no problem using it. If it was poisonous, they would use it. They didn't really have, in terms of talismans I'm choosing here, I've decided to go with this to increase the immunity to poison, because they were very highly resistant to poison. So I gotta have it, even if it's not necessarily helpful to me, I gotta have it. I'm no longer have, wait, no, I still have the talisman that includes my attack power, but, and then I got the enhanced critical hits talisman, because even though my build, or at least what I'm doing is not really appropriate for sneaking up and stabbing people, they really were more about dealing poison damage than sneaking about and stabbing people and all that, but I have it because it was still a thing. Honestly, I'm not really built for sneak attacks, this setup, but it's there. And then, of course, my other slots are mostly open for what I want. The talisman that reduces fall damage will also be really appropriate, but there's a limit to the things I'm going to tolerate. It's really not going to be much useful to me. I'm not going to use it. And some other thing, a really important thing with these ninjas, it wasn't always just one guy. It very rarely was it just one ninja that just runs in and attacks people. No, that whole lone wolf ninja thing, not really true. I mean, there were sometimes, but according to this guy, it wasn't really true. No, they would always have help. Thus the mimic tier. It's perfectly well within reason for me to ask for help, because there would usually be another ninja or a buddy working with each other to plan these assassinations and things. It was not just one guy always going in by himself, unless they really need to be really stealthy, like really discreet. And anyway, according to that guy, things that are not quite accurate or can't fit in. Well, for one thing, the actual clothes. Unfortunately, I don't have. There were some better ninja options, clothes options, but this is the best I could do within the game. I do like the black gloves. Actually, these gloves here are really good because they have the bracers and actual black gloves. I think they're Tolier set. And his boots. I know they had the Land of Reen's armor, but it's too bright and it's more of a whitish yellow rather than a black. So I couldn't really find a hood I really liked. There were some that were mask-like and dark, or they would have like a white scarf around them or something. They weren't quite good. So this is the best I could do. And the armor, I know it's not the best option. I'd get rid of the cloak if I could, but the other big thing is sneaking and stealthing and all that stuff. But, I don't like stealth, so I'm not going to be doing any stealthing or sneaking around during this playthrough. Sorry. But this armor, if I did, has all those little things bonuses like reducing footsteps and improving stealth. So it covers all those bonuses that I don't have to cover with talismans in one set. So like I said, there's a limit. I don't want to put all my talismans and things I don't need. The armor covers it. It's not the most accurate thing, but there really aren't too many great options there anyway. And no, I can't remove the cloak. That's where the bonus comes from. Anything else I'm missing? Things I can't do. The parkour element. Ninjas were very parkour heavy. They jump around, bounce around, climb walls, everything, all this stuff. There are moments like that in Elden Ring, but it's not really a focus. Throwing smoke bombs in the ground, there's nothing real equivalent like that in Elden Ring, other than like creating like poison clouds. But I'm not gonna throw a poison cloud and then pretend to run away because that's not a thing. What else? And like throwing glass or powder in people's eyes to blind them. And I think, what else am I missing? I'm missing something else. No, I think that's everything. Those are all the things I can and can't. Oh, right. Martial arts. Yes, they're very martial arty, punchy, kicky, and all that stuff. But look how many weapons I'm managing as is. If I have to add Dane's martial arts stuff, that's too many weapons to think about and worry about. That's okay. I don't need that many weapons. I got them covered here, and I have other ideas for the martial arts stuff. So, yeah, I think that is enough talking. Let's get to the ninja-ing. Ew, ninja-ing. Alright, well, if anyone has a better verb I can use, then fine. Sneaking, assassinating, whatever. Assassinating, yeah, okay, that works. So, what am I doing? I would really like to have Millicent's prosthesis, but I don't want to do a whole quest line. Well, I mean, I don't have to do the whole quest line. But, what is it? I don't want to kill the general. We'll just see how I go. If she actually stays there the whole time. She never goes away, so there's no real time frame I have to worry about that with her. So we'll just see how far I can get just as is. One moment. Okay, back to it. Getting back to it. Okay, let's see here. Now, this is time for the Radon Festival. Should be starting soon, but let's just focus on getting to the gate on the north side. I know this is also the part where people will be like, oh, I gotta fight all the remembrance bosses. That's the rule that most streamers do, but A, I haven't memorized exactly where all the remembrance bosses are. Really? And B, all the tougher bosses that are actually worth fighting, because remember, this is not from level 1. This is New Game Plus. Anything below mountaintops is going to be too easy. Really. So why bother? So I'm not going to kill myself over fighting all the remembrance bosses. This is not going to be much of a fight. There'll be plenty of fights to drive me nuts in the DLC. Believe me. This has now turned into more of a challenge build, really. I mean, that previous build, I was pushing like 130, 140 on a lot of those bleeds and poisons. Now I'm all the way down. What am I down to? Okay, 72 is still pretty good. But I don't have any arcane now. So honestly, this is a lot worse than before. But first we gotta get to those late areas. At least I got more HP now. And it's perfectly justified now, and so I can summon people now. Whoop. I mean, I'll try and beat every boss first without summoning. But now that I no longer have that total instant delete ability, well, maybe not instant, but like the absolute super fast kill ability, it's I think I'm going to need... Ooh, butterflies. I think I'm going to need more... Whoop. Nope, too late. I mean, actually a fantastic example of ninjing would be about fighting knights, because that was the whole point. They needed a way to battle samurai, all heavily armored and, you know, combat specialized. They couldn't fight them head on. So when they show all these ninjas fighting samurai straight up like that, they didn't do that. They snuck up on them. Okay, you know what? In the interest, since there's a possibility, there's actually no one really watched it, but there's a possibility that if no one doesn't see my previous video, I'm going to do it now. What a ninja is supposed to be doing, which is sneaking up on knights. So this is exactly the sort of thing they would do. So first, I am going to summon my buddy, because that's totally within reason what they did. Let me see here. What can be my throw? Right. I can begin by throwing a... No, don't. Where are you going? Why are you walking? You know what? That's fine. That's fine. That is a totally acceptable result. Maybe I led him away, tricked him to leaving his friend behind. No, that's totally not. But that would be... This would be accurate. This would be more like what they'd do. They would sneak. They'd find a way to get the other guy to walk away. Okay, now we're going to wait for his friend to come back. Get into a... Okay, we'll get into a sniper position. And... Whoa. I can still hit you with those bows from here. With those arrows. Your shield ain't working. Wait, where'd you go? Oh, that's cheating. That's cheating. I think his glove got stuck in the wall. Or it's supposed to be like an arrow. No. Okay. That didn't work out. Oh god. Well, that little jerk cheated. But I got him just the same. Well, I guess it was kind of even. The first guy walked away and then he just teleported back. So, whatever. Should we bother with this gargoyle come up here? I don't know. I can't sneak up on him. He sneaks up on me. Yeah, sure, why not? Hmm? Oh, wait. Did I just use a... Right, it's not my usual spot that I put these. There you are. Hello. That's the wrong thing. There we go. Now I'm all poisoned up. I gotta find an opportunity to use throwing knives. Oh, here we go. Computer shut itself off again. Yeah, I think I might not want to depend too much on using the poison grease. Oh, I gotta turn my computer back on. Okay, don't know why it turned itself off just then, but should I bother with Margaret Town or Godric? What's his name? I don't know what the names. I would memorize everyone's names. Nah, I'm not gonna bother with him. I mean, there's gonna be a second round. There's gonna be another round with him anyway coming up. I don't know why I'm grabbing the golden seeds. I'm maxed out. Oh, no, never mind. Guess we're doing this. Stand here. I'm not gonna just run up to you and dodge. I'm gonna throw my daggers. You gotta remember to use this stuff. I know I was using Raptors from the Mist in the last, in the other video, but I decided it was a little magic-y, a little too anime, to just suddenly jump up like that. But things like Bloodhound and Quick Step is just, you know, quickly stepping to the side. That's not so bad. Can I level up again? Nope. I gotta gain, what, 9 pounds to go to light load. At least it's something to work towards. You guys can quit now, you're dead. I mean, you don't need to maintain service. I mean, I'm pretty sure your loyalty, your duties ended after you died. Yeah, I know, there's a whole thing, romantic notion around service after death. I get it. Just a joke. I don't know why bother, I'm not going to use the rune arcs. Anything I actually need? Oh, right! This knight over here is a fine example of poisoning, but I don't want to just sit there and watch him just poison to death or just tick down. Perpetual autumn, I guess? Is the Altis perpetually in the state of autumn? Oh crap. Wait, he didn't fire that arrow at me. Fired at them! No, you go right ahead. Keep shooting. Okay, now they're firing at me. Shoot yourself in the foot. Where are you aiming? Okay, let's see here. Now here's one time I actually get to play ninja. Oh. I told you I'm not good at this sort of thing. Let's just try this again instead of pushing the fight. Let's just start again from the beginning. From the top. You're gonna follow me all the way out here? No, I'm not gonna have him jump over the side. That's cheap. There. Did that tree really have to die? Oh. So... I guess it's too, That's okay, I can go for help. I'm allowed. Okay, I'm just checking something for a minute. Oh, I don't have to fight Radon, but I will, don't worry. I'll fight him. I'll get to him. I'm just going to check something. I want to see how that sounded. And again, if you haven't seen my first stream, no, I've never done this before, so excuse any little problems that arise or mistakes I make. I have never live streamed anything before. Okay, now I'm going to just sound check. Okay, I'm back. Now it sounds good. Okay, now everything sounds fine. I'm gonna have to look into improving the bit rate at another time, though. But other than that, no, don't use it. That was not an associative sound effect. That was me exclaiming in you know, arg. I got a lot left. Okay. Alright, now what can I do? What can I do here? I really should go get Radon. Because it is a different enough fight to be worth the effort. Even though I don't need to. I'd have to run all the way over there, though. Ugh. Alright, well, Actually, you know what? If I get to here, I only have to run about, well, I won't say halfway. Okay, I don't need to record any of this. I am just running over to the temple here, the church. Because it will... There's a warp portal there. I won't say that I'll necessarily half the distance I have to travel. Nope, sorry, Kenneth. I do gonna have to deal with getting to Millennia, though, to the Howling Tree. I know doing what's-his-face, the white-face guy, definitely makes it simpler, but I have to get the... I have to get the two plates, the secret plates, anyway. Doubt I need that. Whee! Okay, now where is the stupid portal? It's here somewhere. There it is. Honestly, when I've done videos like this in the past, usually the first half of the videos are just flying through the regular game bosses. Okay, no, I don't need to... you know what? It's a free grace. Now, I definitely want to get out of this area because I've actually found, this is going to sound funny, that these late games area in the base game, like the Howling Tree and Mountaintops of the Giants, those places are actually harder than the DLC. Now, yes, the DLC is tough. It's tough if you don't get any Shadow Tree fragments. If you don't get any Shadow Tree fragments, I'm going to have to do some ninjing and sneak by the dragon, which translates to just run by it. But yeah, the shadow. If you have the decent amount of Shadow Tree fragments, the DLC is really not that bad. It's really just the final boss of the DLC that's the problem. The rest of it, you got your Shadow Tree fragments, and it's not much harder than what would be a comparison? If you're gaining the amount of fragments you should have at any point during your play of the run-through of the DLC, it almost feels reminiscent of maybe Lando? Altus, Lando area in terms of difficulty, in terms of how hard the enemies hit? Again, if you have the right number of Shadow Tree fragments. But even if you don't have like 16, which is where most people usually find, that's about it right there. Yeah, at 16, that's about how hard it is. Like playing through Altus or no, not Mount Galmir, not that easy. More like Landel or Farum Azula. Oh, Farum Azula is a little tough, maybe. But I can say that in terms of how enemies hit hard they are and how difficult they are, the Howling Tree area is harder than the DLC with the right amount of Shadow Tree fragments, and that's like 16. If you have the full amount of Shadow Tree fragments, whoa, it's not a big problem at all. Again, it's Concert, we're done. That's it. That's the real problem you have to deal with. All the other bosses are all equivalent end-game bosses, but they're not much different than fighting the end-game bosses in the base game in comparison of their power scale. Especially with 20 Shadow Tree fragments. Oh, right, Millicent's here. I might as well go stay beside her, but no, I actually find the Howling Tree area and those late game bosses here are actually a little harder. Or the areas, like all the enemies and how they hit and how they act more than anything. A Howling Tree area, definitely more so. No, I'm here. I might as well.
Well, my flesh it is a curse. If you my flesh.
Might as well talk to her. Because maybe I could do okay. Lord of Blood. That's Lord of Blood Exaltation. Definitely feels like we're getting into like magic-y stuff. But I could use all the help I can get. I certainly haven't seen any kind of. I'm not going to get into it just yet because I haven't had nearly enough trouble to require I need to start changing talismans or changing my build to start going against the spirit of the build just yet. But the first step in all of this will be to start looking at improving my consecutive attacks. Right. But I will get the quest. Okay, where is my little spot here that I can just fall down the cliff? Where was it? I haven't done this in a while. There's a spot I have here. It's actually possible to climb up the cliff this way. It's just not worth the effort. Okay. That's half the distance. I'm good.
Oh, I'd hoped a strap don't fret. Should you I will teach. I need your name resting at the rot when the urge admins for this. Seek the needle. First, it's hidden, then I was secret.
Okay, so now I got that started. Now, did this really speed my way over to Radon, let me think. Honestly, not really. I mean, I still have to come up this way. Maybe a little bit. Certainly might have been faster if I hadn't talked to the NPCs, if I just focused on just getting through. I'm gonna get this Grace anyway. Well, you know, I'm here. I might as well. I mean, he should be easier to fight than the stupid Knight. I mean, this area is a lower level rating than the lower enemy scaling. At least it should be lower enemy scaling. Now I want to avoid the stupid invasion from Millicent because it's really not important. It's really not required. I've managed to complete her quest without fighting her. I think all that really matters is that you talk to her up at the church. And let's get to... Oh, okay, there's the stake there. Let's see if there's possible... Actually, no. We are going to want to go over here. Closer to that Grace, because... there is... No, I can summon help, but I'm not gonna. What? No. Don't you pull her. Come on, here's some rock for you. Poison rock. We gotta kill him quickly. Where are you? Why aren't you doing anything? Great, I'm gonna be close to that. I wasn't really worried because he's clearly not doing that much damage. So there we go. Okay, now we can go get her going on her quest there. I don't know if I talked to him first. I don't think you really need to talk to him first. You can just use it on her.
If you are my flesh, Brat. If you are my flesh.
Bah. Nope, guess not. I gotta do this again, because sometimes, roughly every third time I do this, I completely miss and fall. I don't quite remember. Right, it's over there. Okay, wait. The shack's over there. Oh, so it's over that area. Okay, I want that side. That's the safer side.
Oh, as go on. Now let well, the work of a... Can you give me some as well, mate?
Okay, now we got to give him time to mess around. Faster to just quit.
The need, will you give it? I will reward.
Okay, now we go heal her. I'm doing this because supposedly the prosthesis and the rotten wing insignia stack.
I would rather would you mind?
Do. Come on, hurry up.
Well,
Why do I feel so, I don't know, better? You're standing now.
my apologies. Everything, even the nightmare. Not that I could I'm with the needle, my destiny. It's all my name is I'm with the needle, my destiny.
Blah. She look a little green. A little yellow. Hard to tell because the light here in is a little messed up. Now we see him.
Thank for giving. Understand? You've been as thanks at the lost. Please me like her mother, but come on. Do you?
Now we have to wait for her to come down. Again, easier to just quit. And here she is.
Something so
Da-da-da.
I decided I've only perhaps. Well, I must. Well, I must.
Now we got to wait for her to leave. I know, it's annoying, but that's the way it is. And there we go. She is off.
Ah. Oh, indeed. It seems, however, no. As I've is to be.
There. That takes care of her. Now let's get going. To fight the Radon boy. As a ninja. Actually, this will be... I'm not looking forward to fighting him as a ninja. Because all the my usual tactics are not going to really be applicable here. I have no... Well, okay, I wasn't stealthing anyway. Run away! Run away! It should... The festival should be starting now. I think it pretty much starts automatically if you already open the door. Will I bother with going down into the deeps? It's really entirely unnecessary. Are the soldiers gone? Well, if they're gone, then the festival has definitely started. Yep. Going into the depths. Well, it's certainly helpful for fighting all the bosses down there, but... The thing is... Well, it's mainly Estelle, which is okay, but... You know, there's a version of him you can fight in the snowfield area, so if I really need to fight him, I can just go there, and he'll be harder anyway. But who's the undead dragon there, or whatever it's called? I rarely fight him. He's not important, really, because there's a version of him you have to fight. You can fight in the DLC, who will also be harder. I don't want to fight all those stupid NPCs that are there. I don't want to do that quest line. And I think maybe a couple more bosses that'll again be really easy to beat. It's not worth it. I don't need to do anything Ronnie related this run. So I kind of do the Remembrance bosses. There are other ways to do them that are entirely necessary. Oh, the gargoyles. I suppose the gargoyles. I don't want to do the stupid moose. He's never hard. So why bother? Where am I going? This is not the right way. Nope. Oh shit. Definitely not the right way. Yeah, bark, bark. Yeah, let's try that again. Again, this is not a challenge. I mean, I think it's going to become a challenge run once I get to higher levels with this setup, but I'm not here to prove I can beat all the bosses. This is not what this run is about. This is about finding fun ways to play through Elden Ring with creating, like, character design, like taking famous characters or ideas or heroes, and, you know, writing them up, seeing if they work in Elden Ring, like the Death Knight from World of Warcraft, which is on my to-do list. He ought to be interesting. I have an idea for a pirate too. Not historically accurate pirate. No. Wouldn't be much fun if it was historically accurate. A historically accurate pirate is basically just a gun and a falchion, and that's it. I mean, maybe they had explosives sometimes, but no. I think it'll be more fun to do it the way I have in mind.
Blythe. Now, the way ahead.
Hello. I don't care about you this run. Don't care about you either.
Do you know well to think? Oh, but
I can't really use any special Ashes of War except for, you know, dodge evasion stuff.
are you the festival?
Before we begin,
But now we must make. Oh, the self.
What a weird design they had here. One door's open, one door's locked. Like, sure there's a reason. Oh, right, different states. Okay, the different states of the castle. Right, in this state, this door is open. When in the other state, that door is, they're closed, and they're just different. Whatever. Oh, let's see. I gotta stop. Okay, I don't need to do a wield claws from the beginning, or do I? The short range will be a issue. I will be allowed to summon help. Oh right, no, you can't do, right. Okay, here we go. Okay, help, help, help. Come on. Everyone get their asses going. Go on. You leave me alone. Attack them. I mean, it's smarter for him to attack me, obviously. Oh, why? I haven't even touched him yet. Why are you still shooting? I will throw daggers, even though they are not my best option here. Come on, you guys, stay alive a little longer. Guess not. Don't worry, you can just summon them back. Everyone's back! Yay! Come on, get your poison again. Come on. No, leave me alone. I really gotta use those evasion skills. Okay, well, there really wasn't much of a fight with this. Oh, not this setup, not really. Probably would have went a lot faster with the more OP one, but you know, he's kind of a little early mid type boss. Yeah, stars, meteors land and all that. Hey yo, hi, hello, hey you. Don't need your sword or anything about you this run. Don't really need you either, Alexander. Because this is not that kind of run. I don't need to use Ashes of War, not those kinds anyway. Another one for the endurance, 93. Ugh, such a waste of points. But, oh well, it's not gonna make a huge difference anyway going to the other points at the moment. I still will gain lots and lots of points. I can get up to like 280. Well, maybe not 280, 240 or something like that. I'll get lots of points to get levels and other stats. Okay. That takes care of him. Didn't have to do him. What was something else? Right. The Starfall Crater. I don't want to do Moose, because he's going to be really easy. And there's no other chance to really do him, but you have to run around searching for those things. It always takes me forever to find all those stupid lamps. The gargoyles are an interesting encounter. You know what? The one that really matters is Estelle, and there's plenty of gargoyles for me to fight. I just don't want to do it. It's not a challenge run. I'm not trying to prove this build can beat everything. And again, Estelle, there's another version of him I can fight, and there are other gargoyles I can fight, and the stupid moose is always easy. There's no challenging version of the moose at any point in the game, so unless there's one in the catacomb or something, but I don't know that by heart. Don't worry, guys. There'll be plenty of really tough bosses to fight. Nothing at this point in the game is going to be worth the time and effort anyway, so... Oh, right. Millicent. Gotta deal with Millicent. So, G, however, I do believe the prosthesis stacks. And I might be able to, I might need it in the future. Why did they put her all the way over there? Come on, put her by, at least put her by the stupid tree. See, I don't care for the design. They think it's great to make everything obtuse and hard to find and tricky to spot. Like, at least everyone would see the tree. To put her by the tree. Here, it's easy to miss her.
In truth, the Scarlet as such, though rather I realized that I could have... Now I'm after Unleash. I should like to think she's in the land.
Okay, now I gotta take care of her. Thankfully, I don't have to beat any bosses. Let's just ride in silence for a moment. You know, I know how at the end of the last stream I was saying, oh, you know, this is actually, the stream quality is actually not bad. I've actually had a chance to go back and look at it more closely, and no, it's no good. it's pretty crap. But what can I say? This is all the equipment. This is the best I have at the moment. This is the only equipment I have to work with. I'm gonna be looking into ways to improve it. What the? Where's the horse? I'm not in the castle yet. So yeah, I am gonna look for ways after this is done to improve the stream quality, but you know, I did schedule the stream, so I'm gonna do it, even though it's not too hot. But I said I'd do it, so I'm gonna do it. Eek. I might continue this series or this run as just regular recorded videos because those look fine. Alright, now the prosthesis is off to the left here. In case anyone doesn't know what's going on, you're supposed to collect a her arm, the Millicent's arm. And it's hidden this way in this castle. I'll sneak by one of these crazies. We're surprisingly susceptible to scarlet rot, believe it or not. Anywho. Speaking of which, no, I will not be using scarlet rot as a poison. Because it's not really a poison, it was a it's more of a magical disease. Get out of here. Let me go get out of this stupid place. But ninjas were apparently aware of viruses. Well, maybe not how we understand the viruses, but they were aware of using like sickness and disease to take out targets if necessary. And they weren't above doing it. Come on, let me get out of here. I don't need to fight these idiots. Just let me go. So they were aware of using... Oh. It's kind of like a side entrance here. So they were aware of using death and disease and those things to... Oh, stupid plant. Spot me. To use on targets, but... it's not... The Scarlet Rot is not really the same. It's really more of a magical curse. So it's too magic-y. Same with the sleep effects. I know they're treated like a poison effect. Like Tholier has all these... He has some sleep effects on. I know he's all poison, but he also has access to the sleep stuff. But again, it's treated like a magical effect in Elden Ring more than anything. So no, I am not going to use the sleep effect, especially Super Sleep or Ever Sleep or whatever it's called. That's definitely a magical effect. Oh, but I can't use them against the... The Godskin duo. And I can't use sleep. You know what? I beat them last time fairly easily without it, so...
Now she's past. Are you giving me? I think it might be... It might be perhaps...
Okay, now we have to go back... here. So we can get her talisman. I'm sorry we have to kill her, but... See, the next part of the quest is... You have to go to the little dancing lady village to the north, specifically the one with the furthest north one. Well, maybe not the furthest north one, but... the one that has more houses going up a hill, up all the way to the back of the region. And you kill the Godskin. I think she'll actually be sitting out there by the Grace. If you go and kill the Godskin up there, she'll appear at the end of the battle and she can talk, blah, 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 but she leaves immediately to her next destination, which is... I'm not sure exactly. I think she pops up somewhere else, but you don't have to, maybe in... I think she pops up in the Fountain of the Giants or whatever, but... I don't know. I think she does, but none of that matters. At that point, you can just keep going. The next time that matters is all the way in the Howling Tree area. We have to do some stuff there, but we're not doing that because at that point, where after you beat the Godskin guy, if you kill her, she'll drop her a lesser version of the... What is it? The Rot Tree? The Tree Insignia? I'll check in a second. This thing, the Ring Sword Insignia. She drops a lesser version of it. And according to the wiki, this one and the Rot one stack. And since I am trying to move away from just not have like super powerful bleed stacks and poison stacks. I mean, I can have super powerful poison stacks. That's the whole point of this build. But not with like weird magical effects. So it'll be nice to have the option for just straight attack power. However, I'm not above resorting to pulling out the magic if I need it. If this proves too difficult. Now, I think she's actually here somewhere. Well, it's not important. What matters most is you defeat the boss. Hello, dancing ladies. Boing, boing, boing. They're not friendly. Don't think they are. If for some reason you haven't seen this quest yet, they're as crazy as everyone else. Because of course they are. Everyone's always trying to kill you. I want to get this guy killed quickly, so I am not messing around. There you go, you're done. Okay, now where is she? We gotta be careful. If she appears, we have to kill her. Because even resting at the Grace will make her run off. Okay, I think I can activate this. That's safe. Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Okay, I think I'm good. There. Now we have to kill her. Sorry, babe. But you have to die. Your arm is very, very valuable. And I missed. And she's already mostly dead. Even with the potion. Sorry, I'm sorry, but your talisman is really powerful. I mean, not so much by itself, but combined with the other one, it's really good. Again, that's supposing it actually stacks with the other one, but that's what the wiki says, and people insist they stack, so... Alright, now let's get back to our regularly scheduled programming. Again, I'm not bothering with moose, gargoyles, and Estelle. There's plenty of gargoyles for me to fight. And Estelle, so... Let's see, what can I try and do tonight? My controller seems to have disconnected for some reason. Yeah, this stupid little USB cord is really finicky. So why not use wireless? Well, because it's really the extra, the direct link, USB link, can kind of help in like more competitive games. Because I also do Marvel Rivals stuff. I mean, not that often lately, but that's why. It does seem to help. Now, there's going to be some rooftop action going on here. That said, the rooftop action I'm going to be doing is not really critical, because I'm not going to be running around searching for stuff. I already know everything is. I already have everything. Because that's what I was doing with the save. I was just collecting shit. Wait, I don't have to... Oh, I was talking about Scarlet Rot before. So it doesn't count as disease. Sleep is not a poison I can use. Scarlet Rot is more of a disease. So they're out. Oh, yeah, okay, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. I don't care about you. I don't care about you. Do what you want. Go nuts. Will I summon her? Nah. Ninjas work with ninjas. End of story. They kept it in the family. Kept it in the clan. Oh, look. Giant dragon stabbed by lightning bolt sort of thing. Now, here is what counts as a poison. Those dragon greases, the ones that do bonus dragon damage to dragons, I don't know if it's technically magic or not, but the general idea is they weaken the dragon a little. And that sounds like a poison to me. There's no real special, unique magic quality about it. It just weakens the dragon a bit. So, that's a fair game. That one's fair. Why am I going this way? I just jumped down the roof. I was too busy talking. Alright, I guess I'm going this way. Actually, you know what? I don't have to go that way. What am I doing? We're going rooftop jumping. Because that is what a ninja does. The other way. Get out of the way. Man, you spin, you stupid little bugger. Roofed up jumping! Yeah, now we're doing ninja stuff. Who the heck are you? Oh, just some... screw the imps. I ain't doing any catacomb diving. I don't need to. We want to get to the house in the middle. Yeah, this is the most ninja thing I've done yet. I kind of feel like... Actually, you know, this whole setup is very Altair-like. Before anyone asks, no, I'm not going to do an Assassin's Creed style build. There's nothing particularly unique about it. But I mean, I can't do anything like the hidden knife. Sneak attacks aren't really... Like, there is no whole setup where I can do instant stealth kill. Well, shit. Can I get out of here? I need to get out of here. Need to get out of here. Oh, boy. Ooh, close, close. So yeah, I know they have a lot of weapons and gear in Assassin's Creed, but the key point it boils down is to some sword, hidden dagger, maybe a gun. That's it. There's not enough there for me to like create like a whole game around it. That's like your standard every Elden Ring character. So unless I can do something really interesting or unique, I'm not going to bother. Like, for example, like here's this idea of a simple build that only has like a couple spells, but it's more interesting. Like, I'm going to do, based on a Mortal Kombat character, was it the guy with the hat, Kung Lao? That's basically just the martial arts Dine's arts abilities and the spell that does the spinning circle, right? Because it's kind of like it's throwing his hat, similarly. So that's only a very simple build, but it's more unique and interesting to set up, so I'm going to do that one. Plus, I don't think anyone's done it. Well, I mean, you know, with the way the internet and YouTube is, I'm sure someone's done it. I'll tell you one thing I don't... Well, again, this is not about being the first to do anything. I don't care about being the first. I don't care if someone else has already done a build. You know, for me, this is about being fun. If I think it'll be fun to try that out or do a build like that, I'm going to do it. So, no one owns builds. Or build challenge runs. That said, I know would be room for a Wolverine build. Because that is one way to do claws. I'd be okay, perfectly fine with doing bloody claws and stuff like that, because he's supposed to be like really visceral, even though there's nothing arcane about him. And then there's the fun of, you know, trying to come up with like passive HP regen in any way you can. And of course I have to do it without doing it. Like, there's ideas there, but you know what? I think everyone and their mother has done a Wolverine build at this point. As soon as someone found those claws in Stormveil there, they're like, ooh, Wolverine build! So, did you not notice me grab that? Oh, fine, okay. Yeah, you stand there. Okay, he's doing his job. The actual knight isn't. You know, that from behind skill would be perfect. You know what? Let's see. I wonder if I can actually remove it from the backhand blade. It sure looks like it. Where'd it go? Ooh, I can remove it. I'll put it on the Markazashi because it's more of a... I think it's more in line with what that ability is about. Where'd it go? Can I? Aww. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that it's limited to... just to the backhand blades, even though it's not necessarily a backhand blade thing. Well, what about the claws? Can they get it? I can check directly. Yeah, that's limited to backhand blade. Okay, well that would have been great. I'm not actually using these stupid abilities. I mean, there's just the timing on them is just... Okay, the timing's not that bad. It just don't feel like I need it. Okay, whatever. That's not important. I'm doing just fine. I don't have to really start thinking. See, there's a gargoyle there. Well, I don't want to fight him. And he'll actually be hard. Well, okay, maybe it's not 2 gargoyles, but... No, I mean, unless someone says something, I'm not going to kill myself. Over, well, sneaking by. Okay, here's something ninja-like. Here's a ninja move. Now I feel like a ninja. Yay! Finally. Some ninja action. So yeah, unless someone really complains, oh no, you're not gonna fight the gargoyles, then I ain't gonna do it. I get to summon help. I am totally allowed. Now, I'm pretty sure he is immune to, like, all these abilities. Try anyway, but I'm not going to use like any of my more consumable resources. No, he's not being affected. Or afflicted, I should say. Whoa, that was close. I was screwing around a bit with him. Okay, where to next? I just need to get 4 more pounds and then I can finally be a true ninja. And be very lightweight. I know I can use other items and things to be lightweight, but having a lot of these tools on hands, lightweight, small tools, that's what they really had, but having the tools is a part of the build. Oh, here's a black knife. I suppose this is appropriate to fight another ninja. See if I can get the drop on her. You know what? Better safe than sorry, which is a very ninja thing to do. That should do it. Oh, shit. Yep. That's how it goes. Ninja style, bitch. Poison from afar, then move in for the kill. What are these anyway? Blocks? Oh, tombstones. Alright, yeah. Not Dark Souls game without a stupid amount of tombstones. Nope. Ninjas only, girl. Did he get in? Okay, let's see. Did that work? Did that afflict him? Just to make sure. Run away, run away. I think I'm just gonna stand back here and do nothing. That's what the knives are for. There you go. But, you know, again, low level. So this is gonna go fast. I have to start thinking about collecting the pieces for the Howling Tree. Alright, I gotta go up here. I'm not using this knife. Well, you know, they didn't really use their knives much. They threw knives, or they didn't really use the swords, the little short swords, if they had them. They used throwing daggers and arrows more than anything. And punchy kicky. And little poison needles and claws if they had them. So I don't really need to use the wakizashi much. Hello, Millie.
Hello again. Allow me. You are
That her name, right?
The thorn, a husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide.
Melina.
Shall
Nope,
I
don't
turn
need you.
your runes? Let my hand share them with me.
Is it 2
Your
pounds?
thoughts.
Not
Your
quite.
ambitions. The principle.
I'm gonna spend some runes to get those extra 'Cause I don't want to... I want to get this over with. Is that enough? Nope. Is this enough? Am I a light load? No! Son of a 25. Still at 31. It's like it made no difference. I know it was only 3 pounds over, and I only got like, I needed 4 pounds, and I only got 3 pounds, but still. I mean, if I start dropping stuff, then yeah. Yeah, I'm certainly not benefiting at all from using the sneak. Yeah, well, I need to have something appropriately ninja-like. Whatever. I'll just keep increasing endurance. I know I don't really need it, but the movement thing is important. The light load. I might be moving towards ending the stream here. I know it's only not that long a stream, but frankly, I don't know how some of these guys do like hours-long streams, really. And most importantly, no one's watching anyway. I don't think I got a single view of this whole damn stream. So what can I do in just a few more minutes? You know, there's a couple of gargoyle bosses coming up, so that takes care of the gargoyles. The moose are not challenging enough to be worth the effort. Still can't horse up. Still can't mount up. Managed to get on? Managed to get on? Yeah? Oh, you did! You sneaky little bugger. All I have to do is click your toenails and you go flying. However, you guy are the closest thing to a gargoyle in the WoW Death Knight build. Because you know, one of those builds for World of Warcraft Death Knights is they can summon a gargoyle. And yes, they also summon undead. They'll be able to summon undead, but one of their moves is summoning a gargoyle. And I do believe there is a version you can summon one of those flying things. There's one of those ashes you can summon, and because there is no flying gargoyle spirit ash that I'm aware of. I'm not going to summon a bird, but those guys, they're not gargoyles, I know, but they look kind of like them. And I guess the important thing with that ability from World of Warcraft is that they sort of bomb the area. So maybe it's less important to have the gargoyle and more important to have the bombing effect. Nah, I'll just go with the gargoyle. But it's no better. It's not going to be better than Army of Undead Army. Yes, I know there isn't really an undead army spell in this Spirit Ash in the game, but I think there are some Spirit Ashes where there's like 5 of them. You can summon 5 undead, which is army enough. And then I need one other spell that's just 1 undead, because they have the undead companion, right? Yeah, I kept saying for a while now that I was going to do that World of Warcraft Death Knight, but it's pretty complicated to set up. So anyway, this ninja is sort of like a test run or a warm-up run for that, because this is nowhere near that complicated. Another complicated about that World of Warcraft Death Knight build is they need not just a lot of spells, a lot of ashes, everything. They need a lot of stats all across the board. They're high for everything. They need to have high HP, high focus points, high strength, high dex, because they use a lot of heavy weapons. I guess it's not really important to have really high dex, but a lot of their weapons do require it. High arcane, because they do a lot of status element stuff. They do use magic, even though it's not critical to the build. But they do use magic. I'm going to try to avoid using any kind of intelligence or spells with them, because unless it's cast from a spell, or from a sword, because they don't use wands or anything. But they can use magic. I've got... One of the trickiest things I'm trying to figure out with working with the World of Warcraft Death Knight thing is, they have an ability, they shoot like a little, like, shadow magic ball every now and again. Like, they have a lot of swords and spells, they have a lot of spells they cast from their swords and stuff that can be found in Elden Ring. That can be mimicked in Elden Ring, but, not that little ball of shadow energy. I am not aware of anything in Elden Ring that is equivalent at the moment. I mean, the closest thing is maybe the Night Comet thing, or the Night spells, like those, but I need a wand to cast them, and some pretty high intelligence points. I don't think it's worth it. Okay, now here's your gargoyle. It's not 2 gargoyles, but frankly it's probably, well, maybe not harder. He's here somewhere. Okay, you're close to the gate. Holy cow, how far away is this gate? See if I can sneak by him to the Grace. Don't worry, I'll get him. But sneaking and getting behind and flanking and all that is very ninja. So this is the way it's supposed to be. At some point I gotta try Tish. I don't know why I'm thinking she'll be more effective than the Mimic tier. I'm only doing the Mimic tier because it's the closest to being like another ninja. Tish is just sort of rough equivalent. Because they are assassins, but not necessarily quite ninja. Get him? Doesn't look like I got poisoned. Okay, I don't have time to going through the mix here too quickly. I gotta get his attention. Come on, buddy. You survived more battles than this. Survived bigger battles. Not harder. He's still alive. Just hold on. Come on, you. There. There's your gargoyle boss battle. Now, where is that stupid? There it is. Alright, what else can I do here? I do not think I can clear much of this area in just a few minutes. I can kill him, though. I really don't need to, but... You know what? He's kind of a... He's not a ninja, he's a samurai. Oh, wait. Samurai are my sworn enemies. Of the ninja. Yes. I can totally kill him. Okay then. That's, yeah. You know what? That's good enough. No one's watching anyway, so I can leave it here. I'll come back in the regular video or see how it goes. See if I can improve this bit rate. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. You know what to do if you did. See you later, guys.